So today we're going to work on LDH day 2. We're going to start with removing the supernatants of gel blue suspensions. Now we're going to make a dilution from the AS suspension. Before you do that, we need to mix the AS suspensions, make sure it's well mixed. Now we're gonna prepare the dilution into this test tube. We're gonna make 1 to 5 dilutions and we're going to make 10. Take 2 ml of the air suspensions. It's going to dilute it in 0.05 mole phosphate buffer, pH 7.5. Now we're going to transfer 8 ml to the gel blue tube. So right now we're on step 3. So we're gonna, after transfer 8 ml of LDH into the Gel blue. Gonna have to vortex, then let it stand on ice for 12 minutes. During the process, you're gonna have to vortex every minute for 12 times. Make sure the tube is balanced before we put it into the centrifuge. So this is gonna get centrifuge for 5 minutes and the balance on opposite of each other. Just gonna turn this to 5. So while the centrifuge is going, I am going to dilute my specific illusion buffer. So the specific illusion buffer is going to be diluted with 0.05 mole phosphate buffer, pH 7.5. And the direction is on the vial. It need to add 10 ml. I'm also going to dilute my N88. It need to add 4 ml of DI water. So when you dilute an LDH, make sure you're using micro pipette to do this one because you want it the closest accurate as much as possible. And an LDH, it has to stay all night. So when remove the tube out of the centrifuge, extra careful with it because you do not want the blue bit to come back into the solution. So at this step, we're going to remove the supernatants and leave all the blue pellets behind. Now we're gonna add 5 ml of 0.05 mole phosphate buffer. Always make sure the balance has equal amount of liquid inside. Now we're going carefully remove supernatant again. Try not to disturb the blue bead. Now it's going to add another 5 ml of phosphate buffer. Now we're going to centrifuge it again, another 5 minutes. Now carefully discard the supernatants. So this stuff gonna have to add 4 ml of specific illusion buffer. So now I'm going to let it stand on ice for 15 minutes and vortex once every minute. now we're gonna centrifuge it for 5 minutes. So while the centrifuge is going, I'm gonna get my clean test tube ready. So this one, we're gonna label it as B11. And I'm also gonna make my dilutions for my C1. So to make a C1 dilution, you just have to follow these directions right here. So you're gonna make it from your 1 to 5 dilution, which is B1s right here. And what you're gonna do, you're just gonna take 100 microliters of that B1 solutions and then add 1.9 of the buffer. C1 is ready. Now we still wait for the centrifuge to finish it up. So now this stuff you're gonna save the supernators. Carefully remove just the clear liquid. Put it into a clean test tube. Now I'm going to add 2 ml of the specific elution buffers to the blue bead. Just vortex it and then we're gonna let it spin for 5 minutes. So this is the B11. So while we're waiting for the centrifuge to spin, I'm gonna show you how to set up kinetic mode on specs. Okay, so now we're gonna set it up our spec. So just gonna go to look at the list, go to 4, where it say kinetic, press 4, and then press 1, and then we're going to looking at the parameters. So this one's right here, it's already say 340 nanometers, and number 2 stay off, 30 seconds, and then cycle 0.1 second, and then lag over rate is 30 seconds. So the specs is ready to go. So now we have to blend it with DI waters. So to blend DI water, remember that the clear side of the cuvette, it has to be on the direction where the light goes through. So I'm going to show you how you're going to set it up that. So the cuvette's going to go, see clear side and the frosted side. So it's going to go in like that. So remember the clear side, it hit it on this direction because the light source, it's right there, it's on this wall. Okay, now we'll close the lid and just gonna hit auto 0. Okay. Okay, so now our spec is ready to use. We'll just wait to make our C2 solutions, and then we'll check the rate all together. So now we're gonna remove the supernatant and add it to the previous supernatant where label B11. So now you get B11. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have to make C1 solutions. I mean C2, because we already prepared C1. So now we're gonna make C2 from B11. So direction for C2, we're gonna dilute it 1 to 10. 100 microliters of B11. Place it into the test tube label C2. It's gonna add 900 microliters of buffer. Okay, so now we're ready to run the assay. We already prepared step 1, C1 solutions, step 2, C2 solutions, and step 3 we were preparing while the centrifuge going a while back, and then now we are on step 3B. We're gonna prepare our solutions, all of it, to check the rates of C1 and C2. Okay, so just follow the directions. And we got the cuvettes. So I'm gonna adding 1 ml of water to the cuvette. And 1 ml of buffer. So the pipette that I use for water and buffer, I could use the same tip, that's okay. And now I'm going to add 0.7 ml of pyruvate. And 0.2 of an LDH. So I'm gonna use 100 microliters pipette. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pipette twice. So now I'm gonna mix it. Put it inside the spec. So this part, when you put your mixtures of the cuvette inside the spec, all you have to do is you're looking upper corners, make sure it's the absorbent within the range, which right now it say 0.52. That it's go. And then we're gonna check back right here, make sure that's within the range, and it say right here it's 0.5 to 0.65, so that is within the range. It's good. So now we're gonna take out the cuvette back, and we're gonna add C1. So this is the C1. We're gonna add 100 microliters of C1. So as soon you add the C1 solutions into it, quickly mix it, 1, 2, 3, put it back in the spec, and press start. And it's okay. So I put it in the spec already. So this is what it look like. So you're gonna see the graph that it's going down, and that graph go for 30 seconds. So as soon as the graph is finished running, the data will pop up on your screen. Okay, there you go. We got a rate, we got absorbance of 0.48, and the rate is 0.19. That is pretty good. It's not bad. So now I'm gonna record the data in these data sheets. So C1 solutions the dilution was 40 and rate 1 is 0.1937. And then I'm gonna repeat it one more time, exactly the same thing onto the second one. I'm gonna remove all the solution from the cuvette. Make sure you rinse the cuvette a couple times and tap the cuvette. You don't have to dry with paper towel, just tap it, and now your cuvette's ready to go again. So now I'm gonna add 1 ml of water, one ml of buffer, and 0.7 of tidal wave, check the upper corner again, make sure it's between the range. So right now it's also 0.52, that it's good. We're gonna take it out, take the cuvette out, add 100 microliters of C1 again. Mix it quickly, 1, 2, 3. Put it in this bag and press start. Okay. So now we can look at the graph again, see, hopefully we get similar rate. Okay, so it's very good. So it's very close. 0.19 again. I'm gonna record that onto the data sheets. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna do it with testing the C2. Make sure to rinse the cuvette a couple times. Tap for excess water. check the mixtures again. Now we're gonna take it out. Now we're gonna add 100 microliters of C2. Okay, I already pressed start. There you go. The graph is going again. Okay, so C2 had much better rates at 0.13. So now we're gonna record that data and repeat it one more time. Always check the rate before adding the enzyme. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. There you go, it's 0.53. Now I'm going to take out the cuvettes. And add C2. 100 microliter of C2. Okay, there you go. The second run of the C2, it's very close. Okay, now record the data. now we're gonna clean it up. We're gonna put save the solutions for next week, for the next lab. So we want to save the AS suspensions, B11. Just make sure it's sealed with powder film. Saving the B1. So this the only three things you need to save for next week, and this can go into the refrigerators. Okay, now let's get and clean it up, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the calculations for next week. Okay, so we're gonna do our calculations based on these equations. So we're gonna use C2 to do the calculations, not C1, not from AS suspension. So we're gonna pick C2 because we have a really good C2 rate. So the observed rate would be so the observed rate for the C2, we're going to use the average, 0.304. Just put time dilution you made, it was 10 because we diluted from B11, and then divided by the required rate where it's a 0.28. Now, time 10 divided by 0.28. So the rate required is 10.88. So basically the dilution would be the same, right? So for day 3, it's basically 1 to 10. So what I'm going to plan to do for day 3, because we need to prepare 3 meals of solutions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plan to make my solutions in 3 meals, so 1 to 10. So I'm going to get 300 microliters of B11 and dilute it with 0.1 mole buffers, (2.7 ml) of the 0.1 mole buffer. So to make total of, let me write right here to make it better. So 300 microliters of B11 and 2,700 microliters of 0.1 mole phosphate buffer. pH 7.0. So that would give you a total of 3,000 microliters, which equal to 3.0 mil. So when my calculation is done prior next week, so now mine is ready. So when next week come, I'm just follow these directions and I get my dilution. So now we complete day 2 of LDH.